So now with the project, when are we looking? Not to give deadlines or dates. I'm not the label. But
yeah.
When do you anticipate you're gonna be releasing something new?
You know, I want to drop it really soon. Like I want to give Kirk's project time to breathe and like do what it could do. But it's done at this point. You know, I have a video done too. I have a couple other things I'm working on as far as like putting it out. But as far as the date, I can't like give an actual date because you know how it works. Like things get pushed back, but it's done. You know, I can say that it's done, and I'm like very proud of it.
The longer you may have to sit on it, do you ever feel like you may have to tweak things or?
You know, it's crazy because I've been working on. I'll tell you right now. Last year, you know, I was close to being done. Last year around this time, and I had this dude who was mixing and producing on it, so he was just it was like a crazy experience. I've never been like he would mix the beat, he could add key like if I had any, and it was like the best process. But then we kind of like fell off over something, and then that just like put a huge like halt on it. And like for those couple months, I was just so like impatient, like frustrated. But I made a couple more songs in that period that made it to the album. And now I had a conversation with one of the producers on the album, Slauson. His name's Slauson Malone. And we were just talking, and he was like, yo, there just comes a point where you just got to close the chapter. Like, you just got to like just finish it, because you could work on something forever. Nothing's ever going to be done until you just close it. So I put a lot into this. And obviously I could always go back and tweak, but at this point, I'm good with where it's at. I'm happy with it, and I'm ready to close this, put it out, and then move on to the next chapter or the next page.
That's really I'm just taking from that statement there. Like sometimes you just gotta close the chapter.
Yeah, you gotta.
Because sometimes you're competing with yourself.
You're competing with yourself, and you're also like not doing. You're not doing yourself justice, because even when you trashing old songs, you might just trash it because it's old to you, but like you gotta think back the first time you heard it and the first time you played it for like your people and like the feeling they had. Like there's certain songs that I'll probably never release just because I've held them for too long. Like maybe I'll drop them one day, but it's like sometimes there's a feeling and a moment that you forget about when you hold it for too long.
So in terms of now where you are you gonna revisit acting at all?
Yeah. I'm trying to do a lot in like in due time. I just want to do it like I want to balance it out. I don't want to like come out as this like actor rap. Like there's ways to do it, and it's like if you do some things in the wrong order, people might not take it seriously. They and they say the whole thing like, oh, you can't judge a book by its cover, blah. But it's like people are gonna already have their fingers out and like, I don't know if I see this dude doing this. So it's like I would take it, take its time,
What are some of the memorable experiences you've had like touring so far?
Just in life, just touring. There's a lot. I mean, just going to Australia was pretty crazy. Because that's like the furthest. Well, that's not the furthest you could go, but from like America to Australia, that's like.
How long was the flight out here?
It wasn't that like it was long. I think it was like less than 15 hours, something like that. 15 hours.
That's still long.
No, it's long. It's long. But before we went, I thought it was like. Actually, no, it might be longer than that. You gotta go from New York to Cali, and then Cali to. I don't even remember, but it was a long flight. But like, that was crazy. One of the craziest experiences. We went to China, and we went to China for one day, for one show. So like, the flight to China is 15 hours. So we were in the air for 15 hours, in China for like 20, and then flew back. So we were in the air for 30 hours altogether.
2 days.
And in China we were in the air longer than we were in China.
Wow.
That was crazy. Like, cause that like felt like a dream too. Cause like we got there, and we're just walking around, and people are like on mopeds like everywhere. There's millions of mopeds in the street. Like this little kid on the corner is like, oh, marijuana. Like it was crazy. Like that was like a different experience.
What's the reaction to the people when they see you guys It must be.
Just in the world?
No, I mean when you were in China.
Well, China was cool. It was a show for like vans, so it wasn't like a real show. It was like we were just performing at their party. But it was cool. But like we did a show in Japan too. And it's like how I was saying before, like you gotta reflect sometimes. Like those moments are crazy because, you know, every time I go on stage, I try to just kill it. You know, I try to put everything I have into that performance. I don't like to ever half-ass a performance because that's what I'm about. I do the theater thing, so I know that how important performance is, you know? So I like lose myself in the performance on stage, and then afterwards just think about it like, yo, I just performed in Japan and like these people are going crazy. Like it's crazy. Like when you really think about it, it's really like a blessing, you know? It's crazy.
That type of thing must be further inspiration, but when everyone's a collective and everyone has different, how does it all come together? Do you guys all have like similar thought processes on life? ProEra.
You know, I think the thing that makes ProEra so, you know, so special to all of us is like we all have like a similar mindset. You know, like we all have like positive, you know, a positive outlook on our music and like what we want from this whole, you know, rap career. Like we're not in it for things that like your typical rapper is in it for, you know? Like I don't care about like fucking bitches and like it just doesn't appeal to me as much, you know? It's not like, that's not why I would do it. Like there's people that do this to do that, you know? They do it so they can do that type of things. I honestly like connecting with people. Like after shows, I'll just talk to the fans and just talk to them, just like, you know? And I try and just be a voice. Like I'm not on a level where I could affect so many people yet. Like I'm getting there, you know? I know I've touched some people, but it's like that's my goal in this thing, you know? I just want to touch people. I want to help people. I want to be able to like be a voice that they're looking for, but they can't, you know, like they don't have like something that you can relate to. And it's like I think everybody has that same idea, you know, and everything is just about trying to improve ourselves and improve the world. And it's like, you know, it's I love it honestly.